Long ago, in a tranquil village nestled beside a winding silver river, there lived a humble farmer named Kofi. He was a hard-working man, tilling his fields from sunrise to sunset. Yet no matter how much he labored, his harvests were meager. Despite his hardships, Kofi remained generous, always sharing what little he had with his fellow villagers. Beneath the river's shimmering surface, unseen by human eyes, lived a breathtakingly beautiful mermaid named Nia. She had long, cascading hair that shimmered like spun gold, eyes as deep and mysterious as the ocean, and a tail of iridescent blues and greens that sparkled beneath the moonlight. Nia was no ordinary mermaid. She possessed a magic both wondrous and feared, capable of granting boundless fortune to those who touched her heart. One fateful evening, as Kofi wandered along the riverbank, weary from another disappointing day, a hauntingly beautiful melody drifted through the air. It was unlike anything he had ever heard, sweet and sorrowful all at once. Entranced, he followed the sound until he reached the water's edge. There, bathed in the glow of the setting sun, sat Nia upon a smooth river rock, her voice weaving a spell of longing and enchantment. Their eyes met, and in that moment, the world around them faded. Kofi was mesmerized by her beauty, but even more so by the kindness that radiated from her gaze. Nia, too, felt something stir within her, a longing not just to watch the human world from afar, but to be part of it. From that day forward, they met by the river each evening. Nia shared secrets of the deep, telling tales of hidden treasures and lost kingdoms beneath the waves, while Kofi spoke of the land, the struggles of farmers, and the warmth of the village. Love blossomed between them, deep and unwavering like the current of the river itself. Yet, Nia knew the river spirits would never allow their worlds to intertwine. One night, Kofi spoke of his struggles, of how his land was barren and his future uncertain. Nia, moved by love, made a fateful decision. She produced a radiant shell, glistening with the hues of the river, and placed it gently in Kofi's palm. "Bury this in your field," she whispered. "The land will bless you, and fortune will flow like the river's endless waters." Kofi obeyed, and by dawn, his barren fields had transformed into a golden expanse of lush wheat, swaying gently in the wind. His farm flourished beyond imagination, and soon he was the wealthiest man in the village. With his newfound fortune, he built a grand home, shared his wealth with his neighbors, and ensured that no villager ever went hungry again. But with prosperity came envy. The village elders grew suspicious of Kofi's sudden fortune. They watched him closely, and one evening, they saw him speaking to the mermaid by the riverbank. Fear took root in their hearts, and they spread rumors that he had made a dangerous pact with the spirit of the water. One stormy night, fueled by fear and jealousy, the villagers gathered with torches and stormed to the river's edge. They demanded Kofi reveal the truth. Sensing the danger, Nia emerged from the water, her presence ethereal and otherworldly. She pleaded with them, assuring them she meant no harm. But their fear twisted into anger, and they hurled stones at her, forcing her to retreat into the depths of the river. Heartbroken, Nia realized her time had come to leave. The river's spirits were enraged by her defiance, and she knew she could never return to the human world. With tears shimmering like pearls, she looked at Kofi one last time and whispered, "Remember me, and the river will always bless you." And with that, she disappeared beneath the waves, vanishing into the silver currents forever. Kofi grieved for her loss, but he honored her memory. Though he remained wealthy, he never let greed consume him. He continued to share his fortune, protecting the river and ensuring it remained pure and untouched. True to Nia's promise, the river never dried, the land never withered, and the village flourished for generations. As years passed, legends of the mermaid's love spread far beyond the village. Sailors, traders, and even kings came seeking the enchanted river that never ran dry, but none could find the mermaid who had blessed the land. Elders told the tale to children on starry nights, describing how Nia's song could still be heard in the river's gentle murmur and how Kofi's kindness had earned him not just wealth, but an everlasting connection to the magic of the water. Decades passed, and Kofi grew old, his hair turning as white as the clouds that drifted over the land. He never married, for no love could compare to what he had shared with Nia. One evening, as he sat by the river's edge, he noticed something shimmering beneath the surface. A faint melody, one he had not heard in many years, floated through the air. As the water rippled, a vision of Nia appeared, her golden hair flowing with the current. Though she could not return, the river spirits had granted her one final blessing, a gift of renewal. The crops flourished once more, and the village thrived under an eternal prosperity, proving that love, even in separation, could leave behind an everlasting mark. As the years went by, the village began to see more miracles attributed to the river. Fishermen found their nets always full, the soil remained fertile, and droughts became a thing of the past. The villagers, once skeptical, now worshipped the river as sacred. Temples were built on its banks, where prayers were whispered to Nia, asking for guidance and protection. One evening, as the moon cast a silver glow on the water, a young girl claimed she saw a flicker of gold beneath the waves. She swore that Nia's spirit still watched over them. Inspired by this, the elders declared an annual festival in her honor, filling the river with floating lanterns and offerings of golden flowers. Songs were composed, telling of the mermaid's love, and storytellers ensured that each generation knew the tale. Nia's presence was eternal, not just in the river, but in the hearts of those who had been touched by her love. The village flourished under her blessing, and her legend endured, proving that love, even beyond death, could ripple across generations like the endless waves of the Silver River. Long after Kofi had passed, the villagers continued to honor the mermaid who had blessed their land. Every year, they held a festival by the river, offering golden flowers to the water in remembrance of Nia's sacrifice. The river became sacred, a place of hope, a symbol of love's undying power. Stories of Nia and Kofi spread far beyond their village. Travelers from distant lands came to listen to the tale, enchanted by the romance and sacrifice it embodied. Poets composed verses, artists painted murals, and musicians sang ballads of the mermaid who had given everything for love. The villagers, in their devotion, built a shrine by the riverbank, where lovers would come to make wishes, hoping to find a love as pure and enduring as Kofi and Nia's. And so, the legend of the mermaid of the Silver River lived on, whispered through generations, a story of love, sacrifice, and the magic that binds the land and water together, forever entwined in destiny's embrace. Like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing African tales.